It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I've been up for a couple of hours. This is the Gitzenweilerhof campsite, which is near Lindau in southern Germany. Last night I decided to sleep in the double bed rather than sleep in the single bed. And this van, the Dethleffs 7017, has two single beds, but being used to a larger one, I found myself rather uncomfortable, so I moved down there. Now, many people say that they really don't want to have to make the bed on a regular basis, or every night, let's say. That's why they want a fixed bed. Now, I also think the same way. It's also nice to be able to, you're feeling a bit tired during the day, to actually get up and go and have a lie down or something. Well, even just to lie down with a book or something, or even just to watch a film on your telephone or computer. But having a bed like this does have its advantages. Now, I've spoken in many films of the disadvantage of having something which takes away so much space from your head. The headroom which you need when you're sitting around the table, or you want to get up from driving or something like that. However, let's have a look now at some of the advantages of using a bed like this. One of the advantages is in smaller vehicles, particularly those which are maybe 6 meters long, having a bed which comes down means you've got so much more space in the van. Of course, it would mean also that you wouldn't have a garage. Probably mean that. Not necessarily. I've had one or two ideas myself, and which I'm trying to get into order, shall we say. For example, this rear bathroom that we've got here is really very good. What if the top part were hanging space and the bottom part were a garage with access from outside? And what if these beds here were not here, so the van would be that much shorter, and that's getting on for 2 meters shorter. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, it wouldn't be 2 meters shorter because we need a bit more space out the back. But let's say 1 meter shorter. There's an idea. I don't think anybody does a van like that. Now, bringing the bed down itself is very easy. It didn't take any trouble at all. Now, one thing that happened in the single bed was that I fell out. Now, this bed here, under it, there is, I didn't use it, but there is something which can be used to stop yourself falling out of this bed. In a double bed, I'm unlikely to fall out of it. Now, when I go down to my mother's place, in her spare room, I sleep in the single bed there. Now, I don't think I really moved a lot when I slept, but I quite often knock over the bedside lamp, and there can't be anything like vases or anything nearby, because that's also at risk. But when I was up there, it was great. One thing I did do though, I got my glasses case out to make sure I put my glasses away properly when reading, because normally what I do is I put my glasses above the bed. For example, in my van, we've got this space up here, so I'll be reading or watching something, then book, or if I'm watching the telephone, goes up here, and the glasses go with them. In that case there, I didn't want to take my glasses off and then find myself with turning over in night and then crushing my glasses. I've often go to sleep with my glasses on, although I'm conscious of it as I sleep, and therefore I don't think I sleep as well as I could do. So I think that this pull-down bed's a good thing. Now, it will go back with part of the bedding on, but the quilt, on this case there's two quilts, will have to come off. Why am I using two quilts? Well, because it's cold out. Now, I don't like, this is personal, but I don't actually like the heating on as I sleep. I'd rather give myself more protection. I think it's something to do with the air quality. I don't know, I'm just maybe it's psychosomatic. But that's just the way I am. I know that many of you would rather have the heating on during the night. Now, when I was out camping and it was well, in the morning it was like, one day it was like -12 in January. I was in the Heimer Van S. I did leave the heating on during the night, but then again I had to stop the water freezing inside the van. So they put it down to minimum temperature possible, so it's about +4, +5, something like that. Somebody asked me if I what the temperature, centigrade or Fahrenheit. Everything I say is in centigrade. I do not use Fahrenheit at all, and of course all my measurements are in meters and centimeters. It's so much easier to use. The only time I might use something in imperial measurements is when I thought it might be a joke and referring to a pint of beer, but other than that everything is in metric. Anyway, so I just came off the point there a little bit as I was talking about this. So anyway, the covers will come off and they'll go on the back, but you know, sticking a cover on is not much of a problem, is it really? It's not going to take too long. I can understand people not wanting to actually set the beds up at night when you're sort of tired and all the rest of it. In fact, the biggest problem of anything is putting the chairs down. That's not a problem at all. That they just go down really, really quickly. One thing I like to do is I like to watch, I'm watching something in the evening, like watching a film or something, I'll sit in the passenger chair there with my feet on the driver's side and a couple of cushions. Well, in my case I don't have cushions, but I've got the pillows from there. Now the vehicle I had last week, which was Sunlight T67, that actually had 3 cushions inside, so that was okay. Got a bit of support from my back, and it's more comfortable than sitting down in this seat here, because that is, I work in that position because I find that I had problems with my back on a couple of occasions, and I'll sit cross-legged with my, and it took me a bit of time to get used to this, but I've now got used to it, and I find that when I sit cross-legged, rather than have my feet dangling, then I don't have back problems at all. And if I had to work in a normal office again, I think that could be a problem for me, and particularly if I had to wear a suit or something, and then you're sitting cross-legged. It's not wouldn't look too good in an office. But as it turns out, as long as I'm in here, I can protect my back. I often talk in films about the disadvantage of this seat here, this bench, as being a bit of a waste of time. Now, one thing I found out is that I can actually put my boots on while sitting down there. I noticed that no matter what the van, you always tend to bring lots of stones and things inside the van, no matter how careful you are not to do this. And so that's one good thing. I can actually put my boots on there in warmer weather. Okay, now it's March, 14th of March, so I can now start to do this. I could put my boots out. I could sort of put them on internally and do them up on the step. But it doesn't seem to help that the dirt still gets in and the stones still get in anyway. So, if you found this of any interest, please subscribe, and I have lots more films about this area. I will be doing tomorrow in Lindown. I'll be doing a walk around. I'm going to be going out with somebody, and so she's going to be explaining something about what you can see in the town. So I'll be publishing that. You can see film from the Gitzenweilerhof, this campsite here, also filmed yesterday. I walked into Lindau. That was a 20-kilometre walk, and so you can see that as well. So I've got quite a lot to do. And another thing is, if you're curious about such things, is that I've just started doing intermittent fasting. So I'm fasting for 24 hours, and I'm going to actually talk about that and how it affects me. Unfortunately, I don't have either a tape measure nor a scale. But so I don't want to be losing weight. Last year, between February and April, I lost roughly 8% of my body weight. In fact, a little bit more. I lost more than that, in fact, because I dropped from 80 kilos to 74 kilos. So, oh yes, roughly 8%. And I trying to repeat that would be good. I didn't realise I'd lost so much until I got on the scale at a friend's place. But what I'm interested in with intermittent fasting is not so much losing weight, because I've got a BMI's under 24, so it's not a problem. But I'm more interested. I've got to an age where I want to stop the aging process of one thing, and to remain fit, and stop my hair falling out, because my father was bald at my age, my grandfather was bald at my age, and so stop that happening. And so I'm trying to do what I can to ensure testosterone is there. So, and the way to do that is intermittent fasting. I've been sort of having a rather curious diet for some time. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about that as well. So I've waffled on a bit too much now. So anyway, just wanted to show you the bird, and I end up talking about fasting and Lindau. All the best from here.